The Democratic Party is at 27% favorability among registered voters in the United States of America, the lowest point it has been really ever. And to me, this is largely due to the Democratic Party constantly thinking, hoping that there is a voter out there, a group of voters that is going to push them over the edge in elections against the GOP, Trump's MAGA party. That they are just waiting for the Democratic Party to be more conservative and to coddle up more to Donald Trump and do less for working people and be more corporate and more aligned with conservative ideology. That strategy has fallen on its face time and time and time again. And people like Bernie Sanders have been calling it out for quite a while now. But really, we're in a day and age where this sort of let's appease the Republicans and let's appease the president strategy is not working. It hasn't worked. It's not going to work in the future. And Democrat Jon Osoff has made some comments along the lines of just that. So let's head on over here to CNN real quick. But before we do, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, let me know what you think about this story, and share with someone who's into politics. It helps the algorithm out quite a bit. So CNN here, vulnerable Senate Democrat Ossoff seeks to channel Trump outrage on tough road to re-election. Jon Ossoff, the nation's most endangered Senate Democrat, sees a path for re-election in the state President Donald Trump won in 2024 and at a time when Democrats are suffering from rock bottom approval ratings. He plans to go all out against Trump. I have never seen opposition energy like this, from dyed-in-the-wool Democrats to moderate Republicans, Ossoff told CNN before making a rather bold prediction at a time when his party is still reeling from the fall elections. The energy in opposition, I believe, is building towards a landslide victory in 2026, the Georgia Democrat said. A landslide victory for Democrats across the country. Maybe what could be described as a blue wave, even. Vulnerable senators in purple states often shift to the center ahead of re-election, seeking to spotlight how they work with the president or the opposite party as they court moderate and swing voters. But Ossoff is making a starkly different and potentially riskier calculation that swing voters will be alienated by Trump's dramatic push to expand his power, target his foes, and dismantle the federal government, and that the 2026 elections will ultimately be determined by the party that can bring out its base. His thinking offers a fresh window into how a swing state Democrat will try to navigate the politics, of Trump in next year's midterms. I think the president is turning off swing voters by acting so recklessly, by abusing his power, said Ossoff, the lone Senate Democrat incumbent running in a state that Trump won in 2024. Ossoff doubled down on his contention that Trump is poisoning democracy, defending his vote to block a GOP spending bill with a government shutdown looming, and attacked senior Trump administration officials for their role in the now infamous Signal chat before striking Houthis in Yemen. He's reckless. He's unqualified. He should have resigned yesterday, Ossoff said of Pete Hegseth. Any military officer who so recklessly handled or inadvertently disclosed this kind of information would lose their job, their security clearance, and possibly face a court martial. Wow. It sounds like Ossoff has been watching the blue wave. I mean, it seems like the Democrats might actually be waking up and smelling the coffee a little bit, in that this is not a time to go to the center to try to court Trump voters over, right? there is an opportunity with the outrage at Trump's handling and dismantling of the federal government that Democrats may be able to take advantage of if they are to message correctly. And in 2024, what happened was Donald Trump's support basically stayed the same, right? It wasn't any huge dramatic gain or fall off from the 2020 election. But what happened is all kinds of Democratic voters stayed home. People who perhaps even voted for Biden in 2020 ended up not voting for him, Kamala Harris in 2024. And I think Ossoff is correct that 2026 is going to be all about turning out the base as much as possible. And what that means is going after Trump, the Democrats being an opposition party to Trump, and the Democrats looking at Americans in the eyes and telling them this is not normal, what is happening with Donald Trump's administration. Donald Trump is seeking to destroy all of the things that make our country great in order to enrich Elon Musk and his billionaire buddies. And we are not going to stand and sit back and allow Trump to have his way. That is basically the message here that needs to be brought out in a widespread way if the Democratic Party is to have any tangible future in this country. And Ossoff here, his strategy of viciously going after Trump and voting to block the hyper-partisan GOP government funding bill, where Chuck Schumer basically said, okay, you guys can have it all and we're going to get absolutely nothing and we're going to be okay with that. No, we're not. We need a party, a strong party that is able to clearly and effectively message exactly what Donald Trump is doing to the average voter out there, and coddling up to Trump's agenda and taking the approach of, well, maybe we're just too liberal. Maybe the conservatives, maybe the Republican Party, maybe we should just do more of what they're doing in order to pull off people who actually want to vote with the Democrats, but have voted Republican for decades and decades and decades in some cases, but they're just waiting for the Democratic Party to be just a little bit more conservative, just a little bit, fight for working people and for working class talking points, working class policies that working people want to see implemented. Let's just fight for those a little bit less. No, that is not going to work in this day and age. And this is a very interesting comment here from Ossoff, perhaps indicating that the Democratic Party is waking up and smelling the coffee, and perhaps they are going to alter their strategy, or at least successful Democrats are going to be the ones that alter their strategy enough to turn out working class people in their favor to vote for Democrats in a time when the Republican Party is stripping all sorts of things away from working class people, stripping all sorts of things away from the poorest in this country that need the most help, and is doing everything it can to give more to the wealthiest 0.1% in this country. This is a time of peril we are in, and Osoff's strategy of directly attacking the source of that peril and not coddling up to it seems to be one that successful Democrats in the future are going to need to implement if they want to have a political future in this country. That's all I got for you guys in this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, let me know what you think, and share with someone who's into politics. Appreciate you watching. Have a great rest of your day or night. Peace.